Which things are better homemade from scratch and which are better buying? Well, today we have two home cooks and a chef to cook, to taste test and compare.
Did you see how much quicker it went though as soon as I took over?
Yeah. See if we can find out. What are we attacking first, chef?
Well, boys, what do you think we're doing?
We've got some cream, we've got whisks. We've got a muslin cloth. I'm guessing we are making butter.
We're making butter by hand from scratch.
It's one of those things I know is easy, but never would in a million years do.
Right, boys, we have 750 ml of the finest British double cream.
We're gonna empty that into the bowl and whisk till it splits. You'll have to take it in turns to do the whisking. We're gonna time it, see how long it goes. Want to know about the fatigue, if you're enjoying it or not.
So the double cream we're using today has been sitting outside of the fridge for about an hour. Warmer cream splits easier, so better making for butter, but worse for making things like chantilly or whipped cream because you've got less wiggle room.
Just because we're making it at home, we could use a mixer.
You could.
So we just want to make sure that this is as accessible for as many people as possible. Not everyone has access to a mixer, whereas the majority of people do have access to a bowl and a whisk, or even a fork.
Okay, timer on.
Why is it important to use the finest of creams?
Well, we're going to test this butter against the best French butter you can buy in the supermarket. And butter is essentially just split cream and a bit of salt. So we're using the best cream we can find. So we're going with luxury cream against luxury butter. Remember, we're trying to split the butter cream from the butter fat. So the more effort you put in now, the quicker it'll go and the better product you'll end up with. Lovely Jersey double cream.
Oh,
There we go. And now we have whipped cream. Can you hold your whisk up for the camera?
And we've got overly whipped cream. We need to take that further, so carry on going.
This feels wrong now.
This does feel wrong.
Yeah.
That was a lot quicker
Than you thought.
to this stage.
Did you see how much quicker it went though as soon as I took over? Yeah, we've gone crumbly now.
Okay, so next you should see a semi-translucent white liquid, i.e. the buttermilk, releasing from the yellowy, soft set butter.
What we're trying to get out of all the products and items in this video is basically when it comes to time, effort, money, what things are worthwhile making yourselves, but what are just worth buying because they're better and easier.
Oh, it's getting really sloppy
you can hear
now.
the textures now.
Oh, there you go. Look, it released all the water out of
So
nowhere.
that's the buttermilk coming out of it.
Is that enough? Is that
Carry on
done?
going.
So that took 3 minutes and 50 seconds to separate and split. So carry on going till it splits into two separate pieces almost.
Now you're going to take all of the butter fat, bring it together in the bowl, and then you're going to wash it in the ice cold water. Then you're going to put it into the muslin and squeeze out any excess water and buttermilk. And now, before it heats up and melts into the ice cold water, really bring it all together. You want to squeeze out any excess pockets that you might think are inside. And once you're happy with no more cloudy liquid being expressed into the muslin, squeeze and bring it together into a relatively nice shape. Use the muslin to form it. You can use parchment at this stage, but I like to use muslin just because it adds to getting the excess water out.
Is it starting to soften, Barry?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to now plunge it into the ice water and now use that cold water to help firm it up and form it into your shape and then present.
Okay, we have butter and we have had 8 minutes and 14 seconds of your time. Shall we compare your butter to a store-bought premium version? Okay, boys, we have your butter. Now, would you like to reveal the store-bought premium butter that you're going to be comparing to?
Bird Disney.
Oh, very fancy.
That is the fancy one, isn't it?
What did you say?
It's Disney.
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 Disney St. Mare unsalted butter. So you both have butters at the moment.
This butter is a cultured butter, therefore they've let the milk slightly ferment to get a better depth of flavour. That might come through in that farminess. of the
Okay.
butter.
Okay.
Jay, butter me up.
Well, first of all, colours, textures. It's not just about taste.
Ours, for what was a white cream, is more yellow.
Yeah, definitely more yellow than the Mickey Mouse one.
So that shows that different cows eat different things on pasture. So you've got British from Jersey, which is kind of quite close to France, and northern French butter.
Okay.
Right, now have a little schmear and a taste. See, I would use the back of the spoon here,
Yeah.
and it's easy to schmear.
Won't get enough on it though, will you?
Right, boys, taste your homemade butter.
And then compare it to the store-bought.
Yeah.
Very nice. Rich, creamy.
Buttery.
Tastes like butter.
Okay.
I can't believe.
It's butter.
Is there any textural difference? Is there any moisture left inside it? You're getting little pockets of butter fat. Have you squeezed it enough?
Feels pretty consistent, doesn't it?
I feel like we did a good job.
Yeah.
Should we try the...
Yep.
Cheers.
So we will reveal the price of the store-bought butter at the end to help you rate whether these are worth buying or worth making.
That feels lighter and creamier.
I'm definitely getting a bit more funk, which I think will be from the cultured cream.
Like we said, these are both unsalted, so why don't you add a little bit of sea salt to both and see if that brings out any additional sort of flavours.
We generally cook with unsalted butter because you can always add salt. There's some trendy people saying that cooking with salted butter changes what you're cooking.
And what do you think of those?
It hasn't been proven yet. So I'm going to stick with cooking with unsalted butter and add your salt where you want it.
Quality-wise, I think they're on par.
Yeah.
There's subtle differences, but as an experience, I'm happy either way.
The store-bought one is a bit lighter and creamier. It has got a bit more flavour going on, but that's coming from the funk and the ferment. I think it's a bit more farmyardy. I would have zero problem serving that to some of the poshest guests that I would have around my house. Is butter making really easy, or did we just do a really good job?
You are very strong.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. You did have 3 large metal bowls, a good whisk, a full sheet of muslin. So imagine trying to do that without any of that.
So basically what we've done is tally the cost of the bought ingredients to make it and make 250 grams worth, which is what the weight of the store-bought butter is. So that's 250 grams of butter. The store-bought costs £3.90 per 250 gram pack. And the cost of the ingredients for equal weight, 250 grams, would be £6.24 per 250 grams of butter.
Now, in making the butter from the cream, we had leftover buttermilk. Could we do something with that that would make use of that money?
Yep, you can use it in a marinade, a dressing, season it up and have it on the side as a dip. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to say this, you're not going to get your money back, let's say. You're not going to reduce the price of that butter dramatically.
Like, that's a big jump. It's not a lot of work, it's just a bit of time. But as an experience, a real eye-opener.
So I can see how it's a fun thing to do. Price-wise, it doesn't make any sense.
But I don't think you need to use the finest cream to make butter.
You could buy a large litre bottle from a wholesaler, make your butter and then season it up. Then you're really not going to taste the cream, you're going to taste the flavourings if you're making a garlic butter, harissa butter.
So on a make it to buy it scale, when it comes to butter made this way, where do you sit?
I am far more likely to be buying it, but once in a blue moon, I will have some fun and make it.
Yeah, completely agree. I will do it once in my life to teach the kids, but otherwise it doesn't make sense in terms of the time and the cost.
So the global market for pesto sauces was estimated at $4.2 billion in 2024 and projected to reach 5.2 by 2030. So lots of people are buying this stuff. Are they wrong?
Ooh.
Should we be making it?
How often do you guys have pesto at home?
Once a month, maybe?
Yeah, once a month.
Maybe even that, not even that.
Not even that? Oh, I'm a once a week kind of guy.
Yeah?
Wow.
Yeah, my daughter loves pesto on plain pasta.
Really?
And are you pesto makers or pesto buyers?
Pesto buyers.
Pesto buyer.
Absolutely.
I do it so rarely, probably a pesto maker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's what we're doing today. We're going to make a pesto the way that I make it, not traditional, and then going to compare it to a shop-bought pesto. Right, boys, so we're going to rip the basil, all of it, stalks and all.
Oh, stalks and all.
Stalks and all. We're going to plunge it into boiling salted water for 30 seconds. We're going to remove it into cold water. This is called blanching and refreshing.
I don't do that bit.
No, so this is what I do. This process locks the chlorophyll and keeps it bright green, rather than pestos that you can buy being a bit grey. Give it a bit of a stir, count to 20, 30,
But
and then
this is
into
only
cold
important
water.
if you're using it, like extending its shelf life.
I personally think gives a far better colour. It'll stay green for weeks or months in the freezer, but also when it's vibrant and luscious on the plate rather than going a bit dull. That's it. So it's wilted now into the cold water, and then with your hand squeeze out any excess water, load everything into the beaker, and we're going to blitz it. We're looking for a really smooth pesto. Pesto means to pound, so technically we're not pounding, but we are making the end result. And then we have Parmesan cheese, olive oil, pine nuts, and a chunky clove of garlic.
Right off the bat, pine nuts, quite expensive. Parmesan, quite expensive. Good olive oil, quite expensive.
So quite expensive. Even herbs, quite expensive.
Yeah.
But
you have thoughts on homemade pesto?
I have thoughts. And a lot of shop-bought pestos do not include Parmigiano Reggiano or pine nuts or olive oil. They use cashew nuts, sunflower oil, and Italian hard cheese. But we're going full, best quality ingredients to make a vibrant green pesto. And we didn't start a timer, but that was about 20 seconds blending.
Yeah.
Look at that, you're right. That blanching makes a difference in the colour.
The ingredients that we've given you to make this, they're like mid-range. So they're not the most premium or expensive, they're straight down the middle.
Olive oil base price at the moment is about £8.90 a litre if you're lucky, so we've used that.
Okay.
Because in this preparation you want a punch of basil, a hint of garlic and a bit of nuttiness. The olive oil is the rounding elixir, you know, that coats your palate.
Okay, lovely looking pesto, boys. Under the cloche, store-bought version.
Oh,
Ooh, very fancy.
oh, that does look fancy, doesn't it? That's not Sackler.
No, this is the fanciest non-refrigerated shop-bought pesto.
Nice.
Straight away, colour-wise, look at
how
our blanche
vibrant.
goodness.
Yeah.
So boys, taste your homemade pesto together and then taste your shop-bought pesto.
Okay, wonderful. Oh my gosh.
That is punchy. Punchy on the raw garlic. I think that's the freshness of basil,
Yes, yeah.
punchy raw garlic,
And a lot of cheese.
lot of cheese.
Yeah.
And then that's why we don't need more salt in there, because actually that Parmesan's doing that job for you. And then the creaminess of the olive oil.
Right, let's
I want to know how this store-bought version
give a bit of a
tastes.
stir
So the store-bought pesto was Filote Genovese pesto.
and look at the consistency as well, how well it coats the spoon.
So this includes basil, olive oil, sunflower seed oil, pine nuts, cashew nuts, bamboo fibre, garlic, grana padano, pecorino, salt, citric acid, sorbic acid.
That is delicious as well.
That is a very different experience.
Yeah, it is probably better seasoned.
Better seasoned, a different texture.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, you've got like the crumble of Parmesan, whereas I think ours is all blended into one. It's fantastic.
I think it would react really well over hot pasta.
Yeah. The only thing that doesn't have is it doesn't have the freshness that ours has.
How does it taste on pasta?
Right then, let's go 2 chunky tablespoons per pan, really good stir, into these bowls, get some sexies and tuck in.
This summer, we're going back to our actual old school, the place where the 4 of us met to host our summer live streamed weekend show. It's 2 days of classic sorted silliness, food, fun, and origin stories where it all began. And it's happening soon on the 25th and 26th of July. You can get tickets below and join live or on demand. Either way, we would love to have you join us.
Instant difference.
Big difference in how the pesto has spread.
So same amount of pasta, same amount of pesto.
I know which one I want to eat more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homemade first.
Yeah.
Punchy. Brilliant.
That garlic just smacks you around the face.
Less aggressive, but absolutely delicious. What I like about making your own though is it's a handful of ingredients. You can kind of make it up as you go along.
Yeah, you tailor it to yourself.
It was so easy. And the fact that you can personalise the recipe, like we've gone punchy on garlic, you could pull that back a little bit, you could go a bit more heavy on the basil. I never knew about the blanching the basil to keep the colour, because look how much more vibrant that is.
It sounds like you're leaning a particular way, but let's see if we can change that with price. So the store-bought pesto, Filote Genovese pesto, and that costs £5.50 per 130 gram jar. To make 100 grams of homemade pesto, those ingredients would have cost £2.95.
Oh,
Wow. And that basil plant will grow again.
that one won't.
That one won't, but you've got quite a bit left in the beaker. You could put some pasta water into that to swill it out next time you're doing that.
Okay, so where on the make it to buy it scale are you sitting for pesto?
I'm a full 2. I'm a make that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I would buy pesto again.
Okay. So we've gone from...
We've had a conversion.
Yeah, we've converted you.
Welcome to the club. I was already there.
Great, we've got one more category for you. Up
Nice.
front.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's do it. This is a good one. Do you want some stats, lads?
Humorous.
As of this year, Brits spend £170 million per year on hummus, and it's now so popular that it's used by the Office of National Statistics to calculate inflation in the UK.
No way.
God. Good fact, eh?
Freddos and hummus.
You mocked me originally. Freddos and hummus. So yes, we're going to make a hummus and then compare it to a bog standard mid-range supermarket equivalent.
Lovely.
Oh.
Do you make hummus at all?
Yes.
No.
I have surprised the kids by making hummus and them realising how easy it was.
Surprise
Okay.
hummus.
Surprise hummus. Yeah. Surprise hummus.
I always buy like the selection dips. Like different colours, different flavours.
There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're
Yeah.
eating and having fun or giving yourself some joy through food, there's no guilty pleasures.
So let's make a homemade hummus.
We're not looking for silky smooth, we're looking for a standard hummus that you can dip some pita chips in.
Chickpeas drained
From a tin.
from a tin. These are all, again, just bog standard, reach from the shelf ingredients, nothing particularly premium or high priced about any of these.
Again, I have all these ingredients at home, apart from the tahini, I think.
Okay. Half a clove of garlic, whole lemon please.
Do you want the whole lemon in
Whole
there?
lemon.
Whole lemon juice.
A lot of chickpea.
Yeah, there's a lot of chickpeas, a lot of very rich tahini, and don't forget the salt. We're looking for a pinch. And Barry now does his salute to your groin area and clicks the switch. Pulse. Yep, that sounds done. Well, there you go. That took about a minute.
Yes.
Hummus.
Really simple.
Have a taste, season it now, and then we'll go do some comparing. Remember, you've got lots of rich carbs and fat in there that are masking.
Chuck us the pepper cannon.
Pepper cannon. So last time we made hummus on the channel, Ben nearly broke our big Vitamix, blending for about, 45 minutes?
Yeah.
The machine was steaming away, but that got the silkiest smooth hummus. This is a very different proposition. This is the hummus that you'll pick up on your way home for tomorrow's lunch.
Okay, reveal the mid-range store-bought hummus.
Oh, okay.
Ocado. That is exactly what we buy when we are having crisps.
Have a taste of both and compare.
And one of the reasons I like making my own hummus is because you can adjust the levels of tahini, olive oil, garlic. Like you can make it your own.
Very non-offensive. It's not doing anything really for me or against me.
What is the?
There's a lot more tahini in that.
No, I think there's more tahini in that.
Well, that's why has that got more flavour?
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask.
It's more nutty. No nuts, but got more nutty
Maybe
flavour.
that's the tahini.
Texturally, how are they?
Texturally, fairly similar.
Yep.
I would say.
Yep.
Neither are the super smooth.
That wouldn't be the main hero of a dish for me.
No.
It's what you put in it.
Okay, so let's have a dip. We've got some spicy pita chips.
In this instance, all the flavour is coming from the spiced pita chips. So what you're getting is something
Texture.
soft and creamy to dip into. You're not going, that is an incredible hummus.
You're getting that unctuous, fatty hit on your palate, right?
You can obviously make a better hummus at home by blending it for longer, using better ingredients, like upping the ratios in different ways.
Soaking your own chickpeas overnight, cooking them with bicarbonate of soda.
Using
that
ice
breaks
to
down
make
the
it smoother.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many different ways to make an incredible hummus. But if you're just going, we've got some pita chips, do you want something to dip with it? Rather than, that's incredible.
Let's talk price, see if it steers you in a particular direction. So the store-bought hummus was from Ocado. That is £1.40 for a 200 gram tub. So again, staying with the rule, per 100 grams, that costs 70p. Your homemade hummus for 100 grams costs 63p. There is 7p in it.
So Ocado is one of the UK's most popular online retailers, no physical shops. They have 81 types of hummus on sale at the time of filming.
81.
81. They have avocado regular hummus, super silky smooth hummus.
We see what we're going to do
Luxury hummus. They have the M&S versions of all of those. They have all the brands. They have beetroot hummus, sumac hummus, Lebanese hummus, Israeli hummus, any kind of hummus you can imagine, because people like hummus and they sell it all.
It's tricky. If you're going to make that hummus, don't bother, just buy that hummus. If you're going to spend time and effort making the best hummus you possibly can, that's where I'd go.
So that will require additional steps, knowledge, testing.
Maybe a couple more ingredients like sumac and stuff like that to kind of like bring it up a few levels.
For me, I think I'd rather just invest into some tahini.
Oh, and just make it when you want it.
Yeah, I always have chickpeas. Oh, I've got so many chickpeas. If I just invest in some tahini, I can have hummus whenever I want.
And you're happy making that hummus because you've got all the other ingredients.
It's there, it's
around.
easy. I've got a good little blender that would do the job. But if I want it immediately and I'm at the shops, I'll pick it up because it's the same cost. So I'm kind of a little bit indifferent in this one.
Well, you've got to pick somewhere on the scale then, Barry. Are you making it? Are you buying it? Where on the scale are you?
Bang in the middle.
I will always keep buying it.
But you want to make a better version.
I want to make better
more
hummus at
complicated.
home. Yeah.
Great.
What I found really interesting about today is going from butter to pesto to hummus. Making them at home is not complicated and it's not expensive, but it does take up capacity in your brain to think about, do I have the ingredients? Do I know the process? Do I know what I'm doing? I think at different points in the week or in the month, you will have different amounts of capacity to do that. All of the store-bought options have been great, but going to the extra effort when you can is a really good thing to do.
Well, did you guys find any of that useful or interesting? If you did, then you can let us know other ingredients that you'd like us to do the same process with. Also, please give us a like if you enjoyed any of this. We're trying to hit 15,000 every video, back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Thank you, lads.